Minecraft is an enormous and expansive game built on surprisingly simple mechanics, but with a lack of tutorials, it can be confusing for many newcomers. Follow me, William Strife, as I cover the basics to the advanced of crafting, surviving, and building. Welcome to the Minecraft Guide. Minecraft is all about collecting resources, then crafting and building things. A large part of its challenge, though, comes from the monsters which spawn in the darkness and threaten you when you're loaded down with treasures. Naturally, it's a good idea to arm yourself when going out in the dark, and craft armor to survive longer. The first step you should take when you know you're heading into the danger zone is to craft some armor. Crafting armor is similar to crafting tools in how there's a hierarchy of materials. In order of quality, there's leather, gold, iron, and diamond. Leather is a good starting material, but it's not abundantly available without a cattle ranch, making its use limited. Gold is better, but like with tools and explained in previous videos, it's not a good material to use for its scarcity. Now iron, on the other hand, is the best option available. It can be found in ample supply, and it's the second most durable material you can make your armor out of. However, diamond is by far the best. It's not as difficult to find as gold, but it's still fairly scarce, and with how valuable it is, you may want to think twice before dumping a heap of diamonds into making your armor. Now, while armor is all good and well, more important are the weapons you can carry. It goes without saying, but the general rule of thumb is to never be without a sword to defend yourself. There are actually only two weapon types in the game: swords and bows with arrows. Swords can be crafted out of the same materials as standard tools: wood, stone, gold, iron, and diamond. The bow, on the other hand, can be made out of only one set of materials: sticks and string. Likewise, the accompanying arrows you need are made of only one set of items: feathers, flint, and sticks. While sticks are easy enough to acquire, you have to do a little bit of work to get flint and feathers. Every once in a while when you dig gravel, flint will drop instead of a gravel block. You can even place gravel blocks back down and dig them up again to potentially find more flint. As for feathers though, they are only dropped by chickens upon death. If you want to establish a steady supply of feathers, you'll need to breed chickens. For more information on how to do that though, check up on the ranching guide. There's one other quick thing to cover with the bow though. Unlike the sword, which you only click to swing, the bow has varying levels of power. The longer you hold down the button, the farther back you draw the arrow, the farther it will fly when released, and the more damage it does whenever you land a shot. Keep this in mind when you use it to clear out unwanted mobs. The next thing to talk about when it comes to combat are the types of enemies you will encounter, how to handle them, and what they may drop when killed. The first and most basic monster is your standard zombie. Zombies pose the least threat as they don't have any special abilities and they only amble towards you to attack. Obviously though, they can be dangerous in groups. Reinforcing the threat of zombie hordes is how they have a special call for help feature that activates when under attack. When a zombie takes damage, it will make a call for help, something you can't hear, but zombies in the area will come as reinforcements. Also, on higher difficulties, zombies are capable of spawning in new zombies for extra help. Keep this in mind, as one zombie can suddenly turn into a horde when these two features activate. Also, in Minecraft, zombies are one of two mobs that burn in sunlight, and when killed, they will commonly drop rotten flesh, which has virtually no use other than to give you food poisoning. Other drops include iron ingots, tools, armor, potatoes, and carrots, but these items are much less common. That's about all for normal zombies, but there's also the much more dangerous baby zombie. These pint-sized undead are smaller, so they're harder to hit. They run faster, climb ladders, don't burn in sunlight, don't drop experience upon death, and can fit through a single 1x1 block of space, making them especially deadly. Certainly not something you ever want to meet, especially in a dark cave. The second monster type is the skeleton. Skeletons are much more dangerous than zombies because they are all armed with bows and arrows and attack from a distance. This also means they can do more damage before you can take them out. Handling skeletons at range is a good idea, but running up to them with a sword in hand also works fairly well. Also, just like zombies, skeletons, for some reason, burn in sunlight as well. When killed, they usually drop bones, which can be turned into bone meal, which works like fertilizer on plants. Skeletons will also randomly drop arrows and bows, but much more infrequently. Third on the list of enemies are spiders. These 8-legged freaks are a common sight above ground, but are passive during daylight hours. They won't attack until night falls, and when they do, they can be particularly dangerous. Unlike other mobs, spiders have the unique ability to climb vertically up walls. In addition to this, they also jump and leap at you, which allows them to keep pace with how fast you can run. Something else that's unique about spiders is they will, upon great occasion, be ridden by a skeletal archer. There's also a more dangerous cousin to the above-ground spiders, cave spiders. Cave spiders appear in abandoned mine shafts from mob spawners. They're smaller, have a slightly blue tint to their body color, and above all else may poison you when they land a hit. No matter what type of arachnid you encounter though, they all drop the same items. First is string, which is instrumental in creating things like bows and fishing rods. And second are spider eyes, which serve as an alchemy ingredient. More on that in the alchemy guide. The fourth monster you'll have to deal with is also the most dangerous and horrifying in the game: creepers. These freaky green creatures are remarkably silent, don't burn in the sunlight, and when you get too close to them, they hiss and promptly explode. This is something you never want, especially around your buildings and creations, as they can wreak havoc on anything you've made. Taking out creepers with bow and arrow is really the best option, but there is an effective method with a sword. If you ballet back and forth, hitting the creeper and then immediately backing away, you can defeat the explosive menace without setting it off. Now, when you kill a creeper, there's a small chance it will drop a bit of gunpowder. This is a very valuable commodity, as it is a primary ingredient along with sand in making TNT. However, creepers will never drop it when they explode. Only when you kill them is there a chance for gunpowder to drop. The fifth monster you naturally encounter in the overworld is the Enderman. Endermen, while at first glance can be intimidating, are the easiest enemies to handle in the game. As long as you never look at them, that is, place your cursor on them, they will not attack you. This makes dealing with them fairly easy, but if you should encounter more than one at a time, things can get a bit difficult. If you do look at an Enderman, it will do one of two things: charge you or teleport somewhere behind you and attack. This is what makes taking on Enderman difficult. When your cursor is on them, there is a good chance they will teleport behind you, even when you're in mid-attack. Always be mindful of your surroundings if this should happen. Additionally, they cannot be hit with ranged attacks, as they teleport away as soon as you fire an arrow at them. When you kill an Enderman, there is only one thing they'll ever drop: Ender Pearls. These black orbs serve as keys for opening a portal to the End, where the Endermen come from. You need quite a few of them before you can find and open that portal though, so make sure you save any that you acquire. As for how you find and open the portal, that's covered fully in a later guide. Now, while that's all the naturally occurring monsters in the game, there are a few special mobs that only appear in certain areas. First is the slime, which comes in 3 sizes: large, medium, and small. Only small slimes can be killed as they drop slime balls when slain. The larger variant, however, will split into a series of medium slimes upon death, and the medium slimes will split into many small slimes. They don't pose much of a threat though, and they only spawn in either swamp biomes or below a vertical height of 40 in the world. The next special mob is the Silverfish. These tiny terrors are found in only a few areas, most prominently in naturally generated strongholds, of which only 3 exist in any given world. Silverfish don't naturally spawn, they are generated from special blocks that look like normal stone, but are actually monster eggs. Upon breaking a monster egg block, a silverfish will spawn and attack. One silverfish isn't hard to handle, but things can quickly get out of control. Egg blocks are usually clustered together, and attacking one silverfish will force all egg blocks in the vicinity to instantaneously break and spawn additional silverfish. Use caution, as where there's one silverfish, there will be a swarm. The last hostile mob that's uncommon is the Witch. Witches look much like villagers, but wear a distinctive pointed hat. They're usually found in lone witches' huts which randomly spawn in swamp biomes. When approached, they will immediately attack using a series of splash potions ranging from harming to slowness to poison. Additionally, they will use healing, fire resistance, and water-breathing potions on themselves to stay alive in combat. All of this considered, they're best engaged at range with a bow. When slain though, witches will drop some of the most uncommon and valuable loot in the game, nearly all of which can be used for alchemy. The drops include redstone, glowstone dust, gunpowder, spider eyes, sugar, glass bottles, and sticks. However, if a witch is slain when trying to use any sort of potion or poison, the specific bottled liquid they are carrying will also drop, which is great, but keep in mind that having this happen is fairly uncommon. Beyond the armor you can make, weapons you can utilize, and monsters you'll face, there's one more thing about combat to know. Every time you kill an enemy, they will drop green and yellow experience orbs. When you pick them up, they fill a bar just below your health and hunger meters, and you will gain levels. However, because Minecraft is not an RPG, the levels you gain serve a special and very different purpose. Experience is magic fuel for enchanting, which is a subject of interest in the next guide. Until next time, I'm William Strife of the Yogscast, and a Minecraft expert. I'll see you later.